Hey everyone, it's Karen, and on today's podcast, I'm going to be talking about large print books. I kind of wanted to learn about where large print even started. Like, why do we have large print? Why isn't the print normal size like the 12 font or 8 font? Why bigger? So, let's kind of learn a little bit of history about this. So, large print books were born from a particular need to improve readability for individuals with low vision, especially seniors. In the UK, Frederick Thorpe of Ulverscough began publishing standard print titles in a larger font in 1964. So I did know that it was for people with vision, but I did not know about the history about where it came from. So it's really interesting to find out that some of the, well, not some, a lot of the history within writing books and anything English is based off of like other countries. As I had mentioned before, an Egyptian priest, she wound up, or priestess, sorry, she wound up being the queen and all that and was an author. So it's really interesting to find out that a lot of all of our English and stuff all started elsewhere and not here in America. So again, if I murder any of the names, please forgive me. I am not fluent in other languages pronunciations. So, but again, it came from the UK. Frederick Thorpe began publishing standard print titles in a larger font in 1964. I feel like it should have been earlier than the 60s, honestly, because, like, what happened to all those people that couldn't see? I feel bad for them. I really do. I'm starting to see how the world has, like, evolved and realizing, like, a lot of my ancestors are just people in general weren't able to have the large book prints, weren't able to have what we have now. And it's kind of sad, but I am thankful that I am in this era of being able to have large print because I already have seen issues, so I'm sure later on I'll need to get the larger print books, but for now, I'm going to stick with normal print behind me. I think I only have one large print behind me. It is a Stephen King book. I'm trying to look in my camera view to see if I see it, and I don't think it's back there visibly anyways. But let's get back into this. So this was followed by the development of more accessibility large print formats, including the larger size binding, which increased acceptance of the format in public libraries. A little bit more details. So the earlier attempts, Clear Type Publishing Company based in Ohio, was among the first publishing books in 36-point type around 1910. So, like I said, they had tried to start it originally in the U.S., but Frederick, he was the one who actually was able to publish in 1964 with a larger print size. And then the low vision education in 1914, Robert Irwin produced a series of 36-point textbooks for low vision children in Cleveland schools. This initial size was later found to be too large, and 24-point type became more popular. Again, we're going backwards. I wanted to kind of start off with the latest or earliest, whatever, to ours, 1964, because we're in 2025, whereas now I'm going backwards so that we can see where it kind of originally tried to start, but was never actually published until later. So the Frederick formed the company in 1964 after realizing the need for easier to read books for the elderly, according to where he had worked at. Standard size font initially published where Frederick had worked for that company where he had worked. They had originally published larger print books in 16-point type with regular size binding, making them more appealing to librarians. And then the positive impact was that our Agatha Christie, a large advocate of the new format, requested that her entire catalog be published in large print. And I really think that's a good thing, because she's able to use somebody else's, like, she has her own magazine, so she's trying to work with her people, her customers and stuff, and she's realizing the larger print that someone else has created and is able to finally publish is more acceptable now and is able for everybody to read. So since it's more acceptable, she would want all of her magazines. She wanted to be the first one so that everybody would be able to read her magazine, that not just like small print. I think it's a really good idea to kind of piggyback off of other people's ideas. Like, she's wanting to start a magazine. Well, you can't have magazines without words. She wanted to be unique and have the larger print words that someone else was able to create. So being able to piggyback off of his large print helped her and her business and her magazine. And that's all I'm actually trying to point out within this whole entire YouTube podcast channel thing I've got going. I'm trying to be able to help everybody else piggyback, not like so as like take the spotlight away from that person in particular, but be like, hey, let's share ideas. Let's piggyback off of everybody else's ideas. And that is a perfect example, which I just told you. So, and then who reads large books? According to a study, 89% of students in grades 6 through 12 enjoy reading large print books, while 75% of middle schoolers and 86% of high schoolers asked for more access to larger print books. I think that's really interesting to learn. I kind of threw that in there because I feel like we all start off as a student, so reading. So I feel like I needed to throw that in there just to see what students are wanting now, requesting. And I think that's interesting because when I was little, I don't think our library really had any large print. So I didn't really learn about large print until later in life. I knew obviously it was for when you got older because you were losing your sight, but I didn't really like them. So large print books are designed with large fonts to enhance readability, particularly for individuals with visual impairment, of those who may find standard print difficult to read. They are often featured 16-18 point font. Readability: these books are available in both physical and digital formats, and are often found in libraries and bookstores. And variety of titles. A wide range of titles are available in large print, including fiction, nonfiction, and children's books. How to find a large print book. Public libraries. Many librarians offer large print collections, and some offer internal library browsing services to obtain specific titles. Bookstores. Some bookstores carry large print editions, and online retailers also offer a selection. Online resources, websites like libraryofcongress.gov and Gale List are large print title resources. So if anybody, I never knew that, so that's again why I put that in there. So if I didn't know it, it's helpful to share for people that do like the larger print books. And then Thord-like Press and other publishers specialize in large book prints. Most authors all have a few large print books. I've always not liked the large print books up until here recently. I understood the larger words are better for the eyes. Large print books are designed with larger font size, as I had mentioned. And I'm just really glad that they have these resources, like the online resource for websites for people that like doing ebooks, or like the bookstores having a selection for people that aren't your normal customers is really big for me. I feel like you really need to be able to allow any customers access to every single thing possible. And that whenever I do publish my own books, I do eventually plan on making every single one of my book in large print as well. Because again, I want everybody to be able to have access to happiness. And so that's a little bit about large print books. If you want to drop a comment about if you've ever done reading any large print books, if you've ever printed in large print, if you're an author, let me know if there's a difference between pricing or what the difference is. That would be really helpful. So if anybody kind of wants to hop on with me one day, or just like I said, start a conversation in the comments or private message me and then give me the information, and then I can bring it up on another podcast. Again, thank you for watching and learning with me. And I'll see you all on the next podcast. Bye everyone. Have a good day.